You're embarrassing yourself. You're literally
I'm embarrassing myself. You're a fascist, baby.
What's happening here?
These people are left-wing extremists.
How do you feel about the hotel?
They need to go back where they come from. It's as simple as that.
These people are not enjoying it. They don't come here because they think they're going to have a good time.
Frightened to go out because they just don't know who's walking amongst us.
They believe that obviously sex with 13-year-olds and getting married at 9 is part of what they are, where they come from. That's not acceptable in the UK.
Since protests began at the Bell Hotel in Epping, demonstrations have now spread across the country against migrant hotels. In this video, we head to 2 protests outside hotels in London. The first is the Barbican Thistle Hotel in Islington, where 41 migrants staying there have been charged with more than 90 criminal offences. Across the country, locals have had enough, and now they're starting to say no. Join me.
Alright guys, so we just arrived at the Thistle Barbican Hotel, where a lot of protesters have come out for and against the hotel. Here we see some crowd here. Got police. Don't know what's happened so far, but you got people masked up. A lot of people in face coverings, so you know when people are wearing face coverings, that doesn't mean a good thing. Yeah, here we go guys. Everyone's screaming, yelling. All this lady here swearing at us. Okay. So guys, you see the crowd behind me, quite a lot of people here at the minute. It goes all the way down here. So I have been told so far, the protesters in the middle with the face coverings aren't actually meant to be there. There have been conditions put in place for the protest. They're actually meant to be with the Stand Up to Racism lot, but they've decided to be in the street. So I'm guessing the reason why they're doing their linking arms is because the police will eventually try to arrest them for breaching it. So guys, you do have people actually living in the hotel just up above. Yeah, this is around a 420 room hotel. So if you bear in mind the 1,000 that have just come in the past couple of weeks or so, that would fill this hotel up twice. And that's where they're living, costing the taxpayer over £10 million a day. You see the drums, everyone banging on their drums here, as you can see. Let me just show you the signs here. We got refugees welcome, stop the far right. So all the signs you saw in Epping. But yeah, let me give you a better look of this hotel just here. Down this alleyway here is where I think it's the Sun reported there were e-bites here, delivery bites as well, Uber Eats. So food delivery people were working out of here illegally.
You're asylum seekers in the hotel. Could you tell me why you're working?
So these guys here, they were guests in the hotel. They were scared to pass me because they're working illegally, doing Just Eats and Deliveroo.
Just recently, the first migrant, a man named Abdullah, was convicted for working illegally with Deliveroo. In most countries, this would mean deportation, a re-entry ban, or even prison. But in the UK, he was fined just £26.
Why should we be more welcoming to refugees?
We don't know what they've come from, or they might be fleeing something really horrific. We should just greet that with kindness, I think, yeah.
One concern I've heard today is that 91 crimes were committed by 42 of the people living here. Do you believe there's almost a safeguarding issue in the area regarding this hotel?
I don't know about that. There's bad people in any group. I mean, obviously not every refugee is going to be perfect, but we should never generalize at all for a whole group. Over there, they're chanting, we want to keep our children safe. That's a lie. If you want to keep children safe, then come join us.
But obviously when crimes are committed though, do they have a reason to worry about those stats? Obviously crime can happen anywhere by anyone, but it's almost like this feeling it's an imported crime, as some people say.
Again, I think that's just such a lie, imported crime, what even is that? They're trying to divide us. They're trying to say oh, hate this group over here, don't express solidarity with other human beings, divide and conquer. But what we should be hating, the only group we should hate is the rich.
There's been a lot of talk, obviously people say billionaires should be taxed more, but do you believe taxpayers' money should be going on this hotel?
I think that it's perfectly reasonable for taxpayers' money to be spent housing asylum seekers. It's their right to come here. It's their right under international law. I think the problem when it comes to if you want to look at taxpayers' money, if you want to look at tax in general, who are the biggest tax cheats in this country? They're the billionaires. Where's most of the money going? It's to the billionaires. Every time we're having our labour essentially paying their bills. We're seeing a mass redistribution of wealth in this country, not towards these people in this migrant centre, this hotel. We're seeing it go up. We're seeing wealth inequality go up and up and up, further and further. We're getting more and more billionaires every single year. That's the problem. I'm not too concerned about tax money being spent in a fairly limited way on migrant hotels. I'm perfectly fine with that because it's our duty, I think, in my mind, to look after those that have been, in many cases, are fleeing countries that various imperialist wars that we've been involved in have helped to destroy.
Say if the rich did put their money, use taxes efficiently, would you still agree with this, putting them in this hotel? Because one argument the other side will argue is that the homeless are left on the street and they don't get a hotel.
I don't think that hotels are the right place for refugees. I think that ideally they would be integrated into our communities. And we would.
To let you know, I don't know if you're aware, please don't film me. He's from the other side and he films us on all our demos and he will also try and wind you up.
It's okay. So far it's been alright.
It's been pretty fair.
Let me know.
I haven't taken the piss out of him, trust me. I've been pretty fair.
I remember you from Epping.
Yeah, what was I doing in Epping? Talking to people. You said that hotels aren't the best place. So, where would you recommend they go?
So ideally we would integrate into communities. People, looking at past massive refugee crises, what we've seen is people get housed in our communities, in homes, in places where they can set down roots and like actually join properly. Hotels are divisive. It's divisive for them as well. Like, imagine if you were living in our hotel for 6 months or a year. We go there on holiday, sure, but like for long term, that's not a place to be.
In my opinion, the way we could solve this is if we actually give refugees, migrants, asylum seekers more rights when they come into this country. The right to work, the right to join a trade union, the right to actually be represented in some way. Instead, we're stuffing them into migrant centres in completely awful conditions. If they paid something like £40 a week, which if you're in London, you can't really live on that. I don't think that's the right way to go about dealing with asylum seekers, essentially treating them as criminals and sticking them in a backlog that's growing and growing. There's no end in sight and they're on these waiting queues. It upsets people, but the conditions inside these places are no good either. These people are not enjoying it. They don't come here because they think they're going to have a good time. They're coming here because in many cases they're extremely desperate. And I think the way that we're treating them is completely wrong, and I think the way that we deal with the asylum system in this country is completely wrong. I think there's better ways of doing it.
Alright guys, as you can see behind me, you've got the Stand Up to Racism crowd banging on their drums. They've been going at it for some hours now. Just over here, you have the pre-made signs as usual, but in the middle, you still have this, I don't know what they call a black bloc. They're kind of against the police or something. They're like anarchists, they're known as. And it's very interesting who the police are paying more attention to. A lot of officers on this side, a lot on this side too. And then just behind me over there are the more patriotic people who are against the hotel, just down here. So guys, see the signs, smash fascism, open the borders, more signs here. What's going on? So you uncovered this hotel, you found that, was it the illegal riders were working here?
Yeah, so this was a GB News and a police investigation. It was starting July. A number of police, 20 or so with stab vest, came to this hotel around July 3rd, July 4th, and they approached at least 10 men who had Deliveroo bikes with them. So it did seem that this hotel was a hotspot for illegal delivery riding activity. When I came back here on Monday just to check this out, because I knew the protest was going to be happening here today, I did see just on the corner over there a delivery bike, right opposite from the hotel. So the police may have cracked down, but it seems that illegal work activity may still be continuing.
So by illegal rider, you mean their profile doesn't match who turns up at the door? Could that be the case? Or?
That would definitely be the case, yeah. Anyone who does not have the right to work, obviously asylum seekers do not have the right to work in this country, which is something that the left have been arguing actually perhaps we should change, because therefore they won't be a burden on the taxpayer if they're allowed to work. But they're still going to be here, causing trouble, causing crime, sexual assaulting, as we've seen in Epping, seen across the country. It does not solve the core issue that people actually complain about.
So guys, that was Jack, who's actually been to the Migrant Hotel here in Islington. He's seen it on the ground and he's seen how the Barbican Thistle has been used as a Uber Eats hotspot. We have this guy absolutely shaking his hands, taking pictures of me. But we have this group here who are called Black Bloc, and so far been quite aggressive to the police I've seen. And police are just waiting, we've got one-line officers and then another bunch just behind them, a mix of males and females. you hear hear what they're chanting, stand up, fight back. So yeah, maybe they're up for a fight, who knows? Let's see. Just across from the hotel is this little residential area where the protest is for the more patriotic side, I guess maybe locals too, got their local CAF. So I'm guessing the people here would see it firsthand what's going on in their communities. This is where over 90 crimes have been committed by people in this hotel. In 2024 alone, the police was called here over 150 times. And that's why people are out here today. What's your reason for coming to today's protest?
I've come here to support the community in making their voices heard against the Barbican Thistle Hotel.
Yeah. What do you say to those who say that migrants living in the hotel aren't the enemy?
Well, they're probably right. They're not the enemy, but they still shouldn't be here in the hotels. This is the whole problem. It's not about any type of warfare against us, against them or whatever. They've come here illegally, so they need to go back where they come from. It's as simple as that. When people start saying they're an enemy of us, well, some of them might generally be enemy combatants, but that's not why the people are here there. They're here because there's a migrant hotel over there, across the road from their community, who are holding young, undocumented men, and they want them gone.
I'm here for my children, the grandchildren's future. That's why, exactly why I'm here.
Yeah.
I mean, like this little girl's sign here. And just a minute ago, the migrants behind you at the window, sticking their middle fingers up to the little girl. It's disgusting. So that shows what they think of children.
Why do you think these crimes are getting committed? Is it a culture issue? Do they generally hate the British people?
No, it's built into them, innit? From a young age. It's in their mindset, it's their culture. They don't have our values, do they? Totally different. No respect for kids or women. You can clearly see that. I've just seen it with my own eyes from behind you.
So is the issue more the crime rather than the money being spent on the hotels?
Both. It is clear, it's both.
Yeah, but what's the reason they're doing it? What's the reason? To destroy the country. You know, you've got normal people just coming out for the safety of their kids. And like, you're getting abused, getting called fascists, racists, Nazis, for what? And wear mirrored sunglasses, everyone. It stops the face recognition.
There you go.
And purely just even this, what we can see. Now there's a section 14 in place, which means you have to be behind the barrier, which we're clearly are doing, observing. They're in the road. So it just seems unfair, unbalanced.
I mean, yeah.
They've all got masks on.
Yeah. They marched them down again, what they've done at Epping, the same shit again. Marched them right in front of us.
Me and my wife are up here to support the local people. We're having to put up with a hotel full of fighting-aged, illegal immigrant men, and it can't go on. The government have got to understand.
Was Epping the start, do you think? Is it because of all what happened in Epping that has kind of escalated
I think it started a long way before that. I think it started at Southport. I think people woke up and smelled the coffee at Southport. I think people have just been raging ever since. The unfairness of it. The likes of Lucy Connolly being put in prison, Peter Lynch dying in prison for just carrying a placard, and it's just appalling. And something needs to be done.
But what has been done since Southport?
Nothing's been done. I'm starting to think that it's all been agreed. I think there'll be even more asylum seekers turning up over the next few years.
Well, it's over 25,000 just this year. Looks like we are on for another record year. They say they stopped the boats, have this one-for-one policy. I mean,
it's madness.
What's going to happen? What's the future?
There's no future. I worry about my granddaughters. I've got 2 granddaughters. I mean, they're going to have children eventually. We can't go on like this. It's unfair. It's not right. With all our communities being targeted like this, it's terrible.
So guys, some guy was just waving at a Syrian flag just outside his window, and maybe he was giving the finger or something, antagonising this lot here, and everyone's swearing at him saying go back home. Obviously that is a quote that I'm saying, but yeah, these windows are all open. You see it on the other side as well. A lot of the locals are here today, different parts of London, but majority are locals from this area. There's another one. So yeah, you know, people who are living in here are almost like villainized now for being here. You hear what the kind of opinions people feel about those in the hotel, and everyone's shouting, "Go home" is the chance.
Yeah, I'll just live around the corner. What would you like to know?
Well, it's good to hear from locals. What have you seen firsthand from this hotel?
From the hotel, first-hand, been approached myself at the back of these shops by a man asking for money and then sexual innuendos. They're in our park, which is here. A young girl who is the niece of one of my colleagues has been said, I mean, I'm not going to swear on camera, but that he'd like to FUCK her, and she's 13. And it's just generally, they've been in there 4 years, which wasn't a problem. November 2021, there was never a problem. They integrated. They were a different breed then. Now these people that are coming in, that are committing these crimes, are making it bad for the ones there that are possibly wanting to integrate with us and the genuine refugees. But what we've got there now is not acceptable, and we've just been told that there's one person gone in there that's committed sexual offence against a minor, which has now been put in there. And obviously with the children, I've got children, I've got grandchildren, I'm not happy. I've never felt so unsafe.
Right, you said in 2021 it was okay. Why has that mix changed? Why has it gotten worse?
Because there was 300 people in there, now there's now 598. Up till, I believe, 6 months ago, there was 700 people. There was 2 per room. Obviously, 2 testosterone men in a room who don't know each other, who are in each other's pockets 24 hours a day. It's not going to be a good mix. So I believe it's because there's 598, but not enough bedrooms to accommodate, and obviously they've got nothing to do. It's not as if they've got recreation grounds. Come out, be in our area, not a problem. But if I committed any of these offences, like throwing out stuff, then I would be penalised.
So is your argument, you know, if you increase the numbers, you're increasing the chance of crime happening just by statistics?
By domination, yeah, by domination. But equally as well, out of 598 men, if one person commits a sexual assault, that's one person too many.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't care where you come from, what nationality, what creed you are, what race you are. You sexually assault somebody, it's incorrect, but they're not being dealt with correctly. They're back in there after they've committed the offences.
So today is about protecting the community.
100%, and I can tell you, know, around here, I've got people that live in my block. We've got tower blocks all around here. I'm a part of the Tenants and Residents Association, and as I said, 4 years ago, we never had a problem. Now we've got people coming to our meetings monthly saying that this has happened, that's happened. They're drinking, they're sleeping in the park, they're taking drugs in the park, they're actually doing human excrement in the park. This is why people are scared to come here. It's never been like this. 38 years, my husband was born and bred round here. 60 years, was born in that block there. Never had it, and it's not acceptable.
You said there is a mix who are potentially good. So, like, is your argument that the hotel should be closed because one is bad?
Not necessarily closed, but yes, closed if they can't monitor it, because we've got undocumented men that are migrants that are actually getting help from the local charities, that are being helped into work. They come and do their washing, they come and eat out of the bakery. They're being part of our society, but these other men are not told what to do. They believe that obviously sex with 13-year-olds and getting married at 9 is part of what they are, where they come from. That's not acceptable in the UK. If you come to our country and you're given somewhere to stay and you're given the money and everything else, you need to abide by our rules. I have to. There's no reason they should be any different.
Well, guys, a very powerful conversation with a local lady from the area. She goes to the community meetings, and they're just saying in general there's a rise in these sexual assaults from people who think it's okay to, you know, marry 13-year-olds and be attracted to that kind of age group. But yeah, it's picking up now, guys. It's picking up a bit. You have people on this side now making their voices heard, and you still have the 2 counter protests either side. They're still blocking the road. Nothing is getting done by the police. Might head over there in just a sec, but in general, guys, the locals here just don't want a group of hundreds and hundreds of undocumented men in their streets so close to local facilities where they're not integrating. That is the main issue. Alright guys, so I've come over to this side, and it seems like now people are saying Palestine will be free. That is the message from this crowd over here. Yeah, just check it out, guys. The amount of people here, hundreds at least. So you have 2 groups. You have Stand Up to Racism, Stop the Far Right, then you have these lovely people here. Do you want to say a few words, guys? No? No? How do you feel about the hotel? Why are you so aggressive? Why are you covering your face? So guys, as you see guys, these are all the, I don't know what they are, they're group covering their faces. We have some ladies trying to stick some Palestine stickers on us. Let's chuck that on the floor.
Where's your Tommy gone? Where's your Tommy gone?
Go away, don't come my space. Don't get my space. Don't come near me, don't come near me.
Far away.
Go away.
Where's your Tommy gone? Where's your Tommy gone? Where's your
You're embarrassing yourself.
gone?
You're literally embarrassing.
I'm embarrassing myself. You're a fascist, baby.
How do you know? How do you know?
I've seen you in all the little protests with your shitty little camera trying to be a little YouTube boy. I've seen you. I don't forget that minging little face, babe. Who would? It's very unique looking.
You look like a crackhead, mate.
I look like a crackhead. You're an anti-fascist protest sticking your camera in people's faces.
Why is this an anti-fascist protest? I'm just here to document. You're here too.
Suck your mum.
So you're a fascist by being here. You're a fascist by being here.
Suck your race.
It turns out this creature is Kay Irvine, a sales director at Trade Doubler. According to reports online, she's now been suspended after what she's seen doing later in the video.
Where's the fascist gone?
Well, we just have general crackheads here like this woman. Hasn't had a bath in about 7 days, so we don't blame her. That's what happens. You know, you have men like this. That's why we don't have enough women giving birth in the country, because you have women like here who are jobless, who aren't benefiting the country. They're rather sitting in the streets. They have nothing to offer. And this is what we have here.
Suck your racist mum!
Unhinged women. This is unhinged women.
To actually debate. I don't debate Nazi fascists, baby.
So guys, we're not very far from the riots who are coming in. Just here we have more officers who are entering the area. But we got some people just kicking off. We got this absolute nutcase here. So it's all starting here in North London. It just shouts racist, racist. That's all they can say.
An anti-fascist protest, right? Trying to be a Nazi.
You don't know what the fuck I am.
So what are you here to do?
I'm here to report film twats like you making an ass of themselves.
Suck your racist mum, yeah?
Alright.
And make sure you get right on that. She loves it.
Alright guys, so every now and then more and more police will come over to this side, and you do have the guys next to me who are still linking arms. I've been told there have been a few arrests so far, but yeah.
If you can go just behind the traffic lights, so that's all right.
They're making sure that everyone's staying behind the police lines at the minute, because they're going to make more and more arrests very, very soon, I'd imagine. Emma, how many arrests have you seen so far?
Let me think. I think I've seen 4. All of them were violent. Every single one of them was violent. People were getting dragged off. There was one guy that was just picked up and they were moving him around like a rag doll. I could see like his shirt was being lifted, clothes were coming off, like outer clothes, like jackets and jumpers and things. And yeah, they were just carted off right behind the police vans, never to be seen again.
But you see their sign stands for racism. You'd imagine this would be the peaceful side. You wouldn't expect any arrests, would you?
Well, I mean, there was that woman that came up to you, and then she actually told me to go and suck my racist mum. I think we have some movement at the moment.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I've never had anyone say anything like that to me at one of the Patriot protests, so it kind of tells you everything you need to know.
Very telling, very telling. So yeah, guys, there are counter-protests. Well, there is a protest just down the road, which we saw earlier, who were the Patriots and a few locals who are against the hotel. But the attention has turned to the guys in masks. There are a lot of bystanders on the side of the street who are just watching on. People in their balconies, but in general, all eyes on this group over here. We don't know what their plans are, what they're capable of. An unknown entity with their masks on and locking arms. Oh guys, we do have one arrest here. We got a lady. Some lady's yelling. She's resisting.
Easy. Stay back, guys. Stay back.
So we have one arrest. We're not too sure what that was for. Just popped to a shop to get a drink, and one lady has been pulled by the police. Not too sure why. Handcuffs around her arms, her hands. That's what happened, guys. Fuck around, find out. But yeah, they're not allowed to be in this space, I've been told. The protest area is actually to the right, just behind that barrier. So obviously you're local, you're not part of the protest. What is the general feeling in the area about this hotel?
I have to admit, man, people ain't happy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And especially when we've seen those videos where they got all the bikes parked up and that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, especially, I mean, the block I live in, like, most people at plumbing don't even fucking work. I haven't had a bath in my flat for nearly 2 years. I have to go to my bloody son's house to have a shower.
Yeah.
You know, my neighbours are the same, you know what I mean? Like, and they put these people in hotels and stuff. You know, what the hell's that about?
So it's almost this feeling that it's unfair, right? There's locals who can't afford housing, can't even to have a shower, you said.
Man, you know, it's not just about future our children, it's about future our legacy, isn't it? You know what I mean? You know, these sort of people rewrite you out your own history, man. They'll come in, they'll cannibalise our architecture, and they'll write us out of our own fucking history, won't they? Do you know what I mean? There's not even like we can disappear into the night and be like, oh yeah, look at the history books, so at least these guys were cool. No, we won't be fucking remembered, mate. You know what I mean? Like, it's about a future, not just our fucking future, mate. It's a fight for our very legacy.
Hi guys, so everything has been cleared. So all the sides now can kind of wander around, especially the press. So easy as. But yeah, guys, we still have everyone on this side. You see the communist flag says it all, guys. You don't really need to speak to half these people. Look at the mess they've left on the floor. But usually yelling. We got the people from Epping as well. So yeah, guys, communist lot are all here. Got the sign, refugees welcome. So yeah, here we have the deranged lady just here. From Epping, right? Good to see you again. Hello. Yeah, usual crowd. So yeah, I feel safer with refugees than fascists. Very interesting. Got the lady got eggs. Right. I got an egg. No egg today. No egg. No egg. So guys, those are the crowd that got egged in Epping. They're all here behind us. One there. One louder. Oh, louder. So guys, this is what happens. This is what happens when you have unhinged women on the streets of London. Here they are.
No wonder no one likes you. Yeah. Look at the state of you. Look at the state of you. Listen, got it on camera. She just pulled a Nazi salute. Yeah? Got it on camera. She just pulled a Nazi salute.
So guys, you tell me, would you like to be friends with these sort of people? I mean, look how aggressive they get. They'll be gone by 4 o'clock, paid by the hour. Some of them do have genuine concern. We did speak to some of the right people in that crowd, but the ones with the megaphones yapping, you know, you can't take a word for what they say. But yeah, guys, you have here the Barbican Hotel, just here where they're housing the illegal migrants. You see their sign, Nazis, f*** off. Very interesting. Yeah, look at this hotel, guys. It's falling apart. Must be quite terrible conditions in there if that's the outside. So how long have you lived here?
45 years.
Right,
and that used to be a hotel. Soon as COVID come in, they've put 400 or 500 male migrants in that hotel that are affecting our local women and children. It's wrong. And then you've got all these lefties that are turning up and they don't even live here. These are all locals. None of us have got our faces covered. They have.
Says it all.
It's disgusting. Yeah. And we are meant to be the ones in the wrong.
You mentioned men. Is that the issue, that they are all men? Is that the main concern?
I have 2 nieces and they are, whatever country they come from, I'm sorry, they shouldn't be here. Taxpayers are paying for them. Enough's enough. Sorry, enough is enough.
Yeah, well, I think it's over it's billions a year. Yeah, do you think like in general it's just a waste?
I work my nuts off on a building site to pay for this. And then you've got arseholes like that. I'm sorry, and we're meant to be racist. No.
Ladies and gentlemen, police officers, journalists, look at that flag. That is the communist flag. These people are left-wing extremists. They stand with the Socialist Worker Party. They stand with so-called stand up to racism. They stand with Unite Against Fascism. These people are Marxists. They despise the family unit. They despise law and order. They despise child rearing. They despise our politics, which is conservatism, and they despise Christianity. We stand when these monsters go for the police. It will be the patriots defending the police. It'll be us helping the most vulnerable within society. Look at that flag. Look at that flag.
Okay. Hey, don't touch, turn around. Don't touch me. There.
Wow. Guys, you really don't have to look very far to see where the trouble is coming. It's very telling. I don't know what's going on here, but what's going on, mate? Anything? Police are getting very aggy. But you have a lot of people in face coverings on this side. A lot of people. They're flying the communist flag, anti-British flag. How is that even compatible? Just there, we do have the Communist Party flag. We have a they them on the ground. They them is on the ground. And look at that, guys, they're waving to the asylum seekers. It doesn't matter how many crimes they commit, they will support them. They will be culturally enriched by the cultures they bring over to the UK. Here they are, guys, being escorted by the police. And we have that lady who was in Epping the other week. Look at out the windows, guys. If you just look here, all men. I cannot see one woman from this thing. No children, all just men. You'd expect, you know, some women and children here, but all men. Hey, buddy, where are you from? Where are you from? I'm just asking, where are you from? No. Guys, a hotel full of single men in this area, as you saw behind me, very close to the local community. I've spoken to some people, they've spoken about the crimes that have been committed. Some of them are working for Uber Eats and Deliveroo, and they park their bikes just in this little pathway down here. But as you saw, he's a man, another man. I cannot see any women. Where's your family? Where's your family? No? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All men. Wow, guys. All men. I haven't seen any women poke their heads out of these hotels. All men. So yeah, this is where apparently they're committing, you know, over 90 crimes by 41 of the people living here. So everyone has committed 2, allegedly. I'm sure there's some that commit 3 or 4, you just don't know. But insane.
In East London, illegal migrants were moved overnight into the Britannia Hotel in Canary Wharf, just after the Home Office had officially stated it wouldn't be used as a migrant hotel. Tourists who had booked rooms online were even turned away at the door. A peaceful protest was then organised by local women and children, all dressed in pink. We joined the protest later that day.
Good afternoon, guys. So it's the second day, Sunday, a day after the protest yesterday in Islington. Now we're in one of the most luxurious parts of London, Canary Wharf. They're putting doctors and engineers onto the rich people's doorstep, and they're not too happy. So today we're going to go check out the protest and see what they have to say. I've just heard it, guys. I've heard something. Some sort of explosion was just in the distance. You've got the guests on the left here. Wow, they've all turned up. So what started as a peaceful protest, I've just arrived. Got flares here as well. Oh, out of breath. Oh. So guys, this is the Britannia Hotel in Canary Wharf, which is housing illegal migrants in this hotel. How you doing, mate?
Timed that well.
They were moved in overnight, and you can see everyone here dressed in their pink, because it was a women's protest at the beginning. You see the signs here. We'll read that in a bit. But some guy's got his flares. We do have some men in balaclavas. So we got the lads here. All the boys are here. Must also, mate. Let's have a look. Let's get round. It's very, very noisy, as you can hear. So Yeah, so guys, I've been told earlier it was very peaceful. I was watching the live stream. Obviously, AY Audits has been documenting all these protests. But look here, guys, everyone dressed up in pink. Very, very peaceful. But I think some guys have turned up in balaclavas, and that's where you see the flares. Right, guys, check it out, guys. Have you been here all this afternoon?
Yeah.
I mean, I was in Islington yesterday and everyone was wearing black, and today you're pink. So are you the far right mums? Who are you guys?
We ain't even far right, are we? We just want things to be right.
Yeah. And obviously it goes without saying, but the concern is about children in the area.
Absolutely, yeah. It is. Well, and us women.
Well, but why do they do this at school holiday time? Right on the cusp. It's ridiculous.
There's no women or children there, is it? It's just all young men. That's what I don't understand.
Okay, guys, so something's happening. Let's have a look. Let's keep an eye on the action. Some masked men have turned up. Let's see what is going on. Some guys in masks have turned up. Yeah, so kind of sending a message against the hotel. Obviously, people are very angry. They weren't told that illegal migrants are going to be brought into this hotel. It was done overnight. And now we have this police presence looking at what's about to happen. Oh, guys, something is happening. We do have an arrest. Officer doing a stop and search. One of these lads are getting pulled. Very. What's happening here? What's going on here? 4 officers. Cheers, buddy. We did not see this yesterday in Islington. He's been arrested. Wow. He's been pulled as well. We did not see this yesterday, guys. They definitely do make an example of people at these protests.
Look what they're doing. Look.
One goes out and stop
Don't do that to them. Look.
Wow, guys. The definition of two-tier policing, guys. 1, 2, 3. Oh, is that baby? Watch out, mate. Watch out. Look at that. It's like a little baby in her hands. Wow. We did not see this in Islington. Be careful. Be careful. Wow. So we definitely did not see this yesterday in Islington. Very, very quick to get onto people. Wow. There was hundreds there yesterday, guys, and we did not see this. We didn't see any stop and searches actually in Islington yesterday. Now we're seeing 4 in quick succession here down in Canary Wharf. Wow. We still have the police presence over there, guys. I'm sorry, mate. We still have the police presence down there. Keeping the line. Bargy. Wow, so very quick to use the baton. Very quick to use the... Officer calling for calm. She's very angry. This guy's very angry. Why is he chatting shit? Who are you?
I was there.
Watch the Daily Mail with boots on the ground, mate.
You were there, mate.
He was there. I was there. We saw each other.
Was you there as well?
We had dozens of people arrested yesterday. Did we or did we not?
Not this quick.
Not this quick. You never grabbed them and threw them around. I need to what I see with my own eye.
Officer, no baton was pulled out yesterday.
No, there was 0 batons.
You got glasses.
Come on, officer.
No problem.
Wow, guys, you have kids here, families here. Obviously there are a couple of guys masked up, as you can see, but nothing in the scale that we saw yesterday in Islington. They have kept to the protest area, which is over there. They are blocking roads. It's been very, very fair, I'd say. How's that?
I love your video.
Cheers, man. What was this all about then?
Because people are peaceful protest, because they run away this way to come away because they let smoke bombs up. The police chased them and threw them against the wall.
Right.
For no reason. Two-tier policing.
Alright, guys, so we will chat to some of the locals very shortly about this protest. Just got in, it all started kicking off. Guys, let me just give you a better look of this Britannia Hotel. So just a few days ago, loads of staff was actually made redundant here and told that was going to be their final day. And then just literally the other night, around 1:30 in the morning, loads of illegal migrants were moved in here. They still have security on the door, and obviously the locals in Canary Wharf, in this luxurious part of London, definitely don't want it here. And look at all the protests here today. They're calling for the safety of women and children. You hear the chants, guys? Send them home. That is the message, guys. These protests are building. Norwich, Newcastle, Liverpool, Waterlooville, all sorts of places around the UK. And now we're in Canary Wharf, guys. Check it out. I saw earlier or online that the women got here earlier. What was the kind of point in that? It's mostly women and children at the beginning.
Well, like most of the people are men in these hotels. We wonder why that is, but I think we all know. We are women and children because we're concerned about the younger generation in this country. We've got women and children that are frightened to go out in their own country that they've been brought up in the own area that they've been brought up in. Frightened to go out because they just don't know who's walking amongst us.
We don't know where they're coming from, and I'm all for legals coming into the country from war-torn countries that want safe harbour, yeah? But however, these are not. Why is that? What's the agenda? What is the bigger picture? That's what I want to know, and that's what everyone wants to know. And we need to protect our women and children, and also our men.
What we do know is it's been documented that a lot of these that are here in these hotels are rape, even murderers. Why do we want them amongst our community? We don't. We want them out, and we want the government to stand up and listen to us for once, because this is not going away. These demonstrations are going to get bigger, they're going to get more frequent, and although this was a peaceful protest today, and that's what we intended to do, peaceful, we have had some people turn up that's really put a damper on it, but we was here to make the government say enough is enough.
As you can see behind me, you can see the scale of this hotel. I think it's over 450 rooms, and obviously you can imagine not all of them are just single rooms. Someone's going to get the Queen's suite, the King's suite, and be filling all of this part of Canary Wharf. They'll be on the doorsteps of very wealthy people that do live here, and all the stats are coming out on the crimes that are getting committed by people who have come into these hotels. Just yesterday it was announced that Mohammed and Ahmed in Warwickshire sexually assaulted a 12-year-old girl, and when I say sexually assaulted, it's the worst kind of assault that you can imagine. Obviously if I say it on YouTube they probably won't allow it. But that's why so many people are coming out now saying protect the women and children. And it's not just men, it is a lot of women. Look at this. How do you feel that the people moved in here were moved overnight? Almost around 1:30 I was told, people are sleeping, they weren't told that they were
do it intentionally because they think, that they're all asleep, no one's going to notice, so that's why they do it.
And do you think these protests are going to continue across summer?
Oh yeah, I don't think it will stop. There's another one in Epping again today, I think, as well. So it's just literally going across the whole of the UK.
Hey mate, I see a sign, taxpayers say no. Are you a local resident in the area?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. What's your kind of feeling about the hotel?
Yeah, I mean, obviously negative. You pay more taxes, you get less safety, not great. So generally, not the best. So definitely want to be supporting here the local community to stand up for ourselves and to say what we genuinely think.
I mean, a lot of people don't know about the hotels in their area. It's almost, you hear about...
I didn't know about that being a thing until all the news around the area, well, even around the Epping area, first of all. And then when it started happening here, then of course, well.
So how does that make you feel that you have to find out from locals that you're not really told by the local council or local government? How does that make you feel?
Yeah, no, of course, not happy about it. Hence why we're protesting. Here's why we're here. We make our presence known in a peaceful way, and we stand again with the women earlier today, a couple of hours ago. The Women's March was very powerful. It was great to see.
What's the general feeling in the area about this hotel? Have people spoken out about it in your community?
Well, we do have like a group that is discussing about this matter and stuff, but not a good feeling about it.
And are you here on a visa?
Yeah, I'm on a work visa at the moment.
Can I just ask you, how much do you pay for your visa?
A lot.
2 to 3,000 maybe?
Yeah, more than that.
Yeah, and you pay for the NHS?
Yeah, of course.
So how do you feel that illegal migrants almost don't have to pay anything, and they might even get right to remain after 1 or 2 years?
Yeah. You tell me, man. It's not a good feeling, is it?
So guys, I've spoken to two people. One is a citizen who came from Latvia. The other seems from China. Obviously, he's paid thousands to come here on a visa, and the local community doesn't support it, he told me. He said that it's quite unfair that people living here almost get a free ride, when people like him come here, pay thousands for a visa, which isn't spoken about. They pay thousands to the UK government, and where does that money go? Does it go to fund these hotels for their food, their bedding? Who knows? But this is very much an anti-hotel migrant protest at the minute. How did you find out about this hotel just behind us?
Well, it's actually on one of the local pages, and it's terrible what they're doing. We've got it's good and bad in everyone, but we just can't tally up the numbers, can we?
So do you think people are more against it because the stats have come out on the types of crimes that are being committed?
Well, the crimes show for themselves, really, but I'm for the safety of the people in the area, and yeah, there's refuge that needs to be done, but there's a different way of going about it.
We shall not be moved! We shall not be moved!
If we look to my side, guys, not the police presence we saw yesterday, but still quite a bit. They're keeping an eye on it. So far, it has calmed down quite a lot. Tried to speak to a couple people about the hotel. But yeah, when you're here, guys, when you see it in person, you see these hotels and what they look like and the kind of standards they're living in, you kind of understand why people are frustrated that homeless do get left out on the street here. Because, I mean, look at this. I mean, it would have cost easily over £100 a night. I mean, I don't know what's happening here. Oh, they're shouting something. I think one of the migrants wants to come out, maybe wants to have a little wander around. And you hear the chants, guys, send them home, and as one of the migrants enters back into the hotel, maybe he's a doctor or an engineer.
We as British people have to stand together and stay what we're doing. Because it's the only way we're going to get this government to show that we care about our country, because they clearly do not. I'm going to say one thing. Keir Starmer's a wanker. Keir Starmer's a wanker. Keir Starmer's a wanker.
Like I said, they've got Nando's. Oh, beautiful Nando's. They've got Nando's, guys. How much do they get per week? And they're scuffing their face with a Nando's card. We have half a chicken has arrived at the hotel, whilst homeless on the street wanting food. We just saw a Nando's delivery. I'm sure sooner or later we'll have Uber Eats and Deliveroo parked outside of this hotel. So you're doing a speech over there. What's the kind of main message for today?
To show support for the women and kids who don't feel safe walking the streets. They don't feel safe with these unvetted and undocumented males. If they are getting prosecuted for these things they're doing, how do we know their true identity if they're coming with fake passports? Yeah. How do we know? Yeah. We don't, and that's the problem within the country.
The stats speak for themselves. How do you feel about the level of crime that is coming out now? People aren't afraid to speak on it now, and they're saying
that the British people are standing together, and these far left agitators who are coming saying refugees welcome here. These people aren't refugees. They're here to come here and make us feel scared. They want to take over Britain. That is their aim. If they didn't want to do that and they were scared for their lives and scared for their families, what they would do is put their women and kids on the boat, send them over, let them claim asylum, and when they're fleeing such war-torn countries, they would stay and fight and show that they're true men and show what they are.
But people on the left will argue we should be like a welcoming country. Even if they are all men, why should we not welcome just all men?
Because then they're not welcome in this country. Before they've even landed in the country, we fully well know they've committed a crime by crossing that English Channel on a dinghy. That's a crime, that's what it is. Whereas these legal immigrants, we will know their crime backgrounds, we will know who they are, we will know that they're coming here to fill the jobs that the British people need, such as doctors, construction workers, cleaners, and they come and do that for us, they help us. Whereas these illegal migrants don't want to help us, instead they want to take these hotels, make them shut down. Look how beautiful this hotel is, and it's being used for these invaders, which is absolutely disgraceful.